together. The 2007 Toyota Dealer 400 in Mpumalanga was set to decide the national championship titles in several different categories, as race 7 out of 8 was due to be a real car breaker and hope wrecker. At the race host's headquarters in the town of Lydenburg, drivers, crews and fans relaxed before they would all saddle up and tackle the long 400 kilometers of exacting racing ahead in various guises. And in this part of the world, the routes can change in a matter of seconds as the weather plays its wily tricks on cars, drivers and navigators. The three-time winners of the Toyota Dealer of the Year award, Lydenburg Toyota, was where drivers registered on their way to starting their last-minute preparations for the penultimate round of the ABSA Off-Road Championship. But for most of the national title contenders and hopefuls, this was it. The cards were all on the table. For the defending national champion, it was G for go.
Very, very important. We're lying a close second on the championship. We've still got a chance to win the championship. Duncan is leading. There's about 12 SP entries, so I think it's going to be tough. And also it rained a lot last night, so I expect that the road is going to be very, very wet. But we'll see, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to both of the last two events. I think it's going to be close to the end.
And that's how it normally is in the series. And there was some serious playing to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll be playing in the mud. I don't think I've got anything that doesn't have mud on it. So we'll just go straight back into it, and hopefully we get through to the end.
The mud, does that bother you?
Initially it used to, but I think with so much time playing in it, I'm actually quite looking forward to it.
Well, boys will be boys. Jean Moore was back and he too was ready to play.
Sitting out one race feels like forever, and yeah, it's going to be a good race.
And the conditions out there are going to be tricky.
Yes, it's going to be wet, especially tomorrow in the forest area. But I think today will dry out. We're not off first, so the first guy is going to have a tough time. But I think it's going to be well, yeah.
Nissan were looking for a 7th consecutive win in 07. VZ Van Zyl too was back.
Well, I was enjoying my retirement, but got the call from Nissan. Unfortunately for Quinn, he had an accident in London, so it's my opportunity to get back in the hot seat.
You're looking forward to it?
I really am. We had a good test session down in the Cape last weekend. Ivo and I are getting along well. I've now just got to get my rights and left right in the racing car.
And those are important. The Rubicon team were hoping to challenge in Class E.
We're quite a bit behind the leader, but anything is possible, as we've seen in the last couple of weeks in motorsport. So we have to finish good. We have to finish first, as a matter of fact. And from there, and, you know, if we've got a good finish, we can fight on the last event. But we need a good finish today.
And perched at the top with all that pressure, it was former champ Duncan Vos and Ralph Pitchford, while defending champ Grobler was loading up with his nav Francois Jordan, while Ivan Tollefson and the injured Quinn were too far back to scare the pace setters. In the special vehicle category or space frame cars, Atlas Copco's Nick and Ryan Harper were atop the championship log.
I'm going to go out hard, but still be conservative. I think it's very important to do well in this race, finish this race. I think this will be the deciding factor who's going to win the championship or not.
So you guys will have to keep a close eye on the Motorrad crew, Hutchison and Bergman.
That's basically what it's about. My pit crew's got to tell me where he is and what's happening with him, and that will be to decide how I'll actually pace the race, you know.
In the opposition camp, 2005 champion Hutchinson knew exactly what needed to be done to get his nose in front.
We're behind Harper by 15 points, so we need to finish ahead of him in both of the next two races and try to take as many points out of him as possible. I think we're the only people in the Class A that can still try and fight for the championship with him, so yeah, a very important race.
And what would the strategy be? Points, a win, or conservation of car and limb? What will it be?
Now, at this stage of the game, there's still two races to go, and both myself and Nick have to finish the next two races. So at the moment, it's still conservative. I've still got to finish because, you know, you could have a problem in the following race. So at this stage of the game, we've still got to be relatively conservative. And, you know, I'm going to watch where Nick is, and pretty much we're only racing Nick. We're not really racing anybody else. But as long as we finish this race, put the points in the bag, whatever we can get, when we go to Carnival City, that's where it'll be make or break.
And with 2006 champion Alfie Cox there to run some interference, who knew how it would turn out? For the Crows, the championship was won.
Yeah, we are just to enjoy it now. It's not about championship points, so we're going to take it, say rustig, soos die boere sê. aan het rustig vat, and we hope to just enjoy it and don't come back with any punctures or rolling down the mountains or anything like that.
And talking mountains, one of the veterans of the sport was not quite at the peak of his game.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I broke my wrist 2 weeks ago, but fortunately it's been screwed together, and well, I've decided not to do all the driving. Very fortunate to have some good mates, and Robbie Walk will do the prologue today and start the race tomorrow, and then I'll do the middle section, and then my co-driver Chris will do the final bit. So we're keeping it in the family. We need to get a few more points. We're not there yet, but obviously we want to secure our lead in the championship, so that's why we're going to all the effort.
The father and son combination, the Harpers, with a huge effort at the top, while the motorized pairing of Hutchison and Akim Bergman were ready to pounce. The rest of the specials were just too far back to scare the top duo. At the start of the prologue, scheduled for 40 kilometers, severe-looking rain clouds